Hill County 911, what's your emergency?
I just killed my children.
Excuse me?
I just killed my children.
Where are you?
I'm in the abandoned house on Highway 77 right after you go underneath the highway. One of them's still alive. Hurry.
How?
Get an ambulance out here to save the one that didn't die. Come on. Hurry up.
What's your name?
Call them. Have you already called them?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Okay.
I need your name.
I don't want to say your name.
Hello?
Hello?
Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. I'm in the house walking around. And one of them's still alive for real. She's asking to be saved, and I couldn't handle that. And so now
She's in an abandoned house.
It's been a long time. She might already die because she's bled out a lot. And hold on. What, baby?
77 minutes.
Ready to go. What did you say? I want to tell more. She said, please send to her.
Okay. Well, we've got people en route. Get an ambulance because one of them's still alive, she said. Can you tell me what happened? Ma'am? Hello? Ma'am?
I can't get the door open.
You can't get what door open, darling?
The front door, so y'all can come in when y'all get here. Why won't it open?
I don't know.
I don't see what one.
Are you on the right-hand side of the road or the left-hand side of the road, sweetie?
I'm at Heather Strickler's house. It's going to be cool. They know where it's at.
Okay, they're coming. They're coming. I just want to try to clarify exactly where they are. Can you tell me what happened?
I don't want to say. I don't see any lights. They're not coming.
Well, they're on their way. My partner's getting them to you just as quickly as she can.
Okay.
How many children do you have?
Two.
Huh?
Two.
Two?
One is dead. One of them is dead. She's dead. But the other one, she wants to be saved, and she needs to be saved. And I don't see any lights. Tell them to get down here.
Honey, they're coming. They're coming. Do you have any weapons?
I do. I have a knife.
She has a knife.
Should I throw it away?
No, ma'am. Just put it in. She's got a knife. Can you not tell me what your name is? Huh?
Hold on.
What's your name, darling?
I'm not telling you my name. I'm trying to walk the door.
How old are your children?
Hold on. You see that? That's it. Hurry up.
Honey, they are coming. They're on their way. You should be hearing lights and sirens. Seeing lights and hearing sirens.
Going on, I'm gonna be with you if everything we have to see.
Are you still with me?
Still with you.
I'm at your way home for the bed.
Hello?
I'm here. They're not here.
They're on their way, sweetheart. They had to come from different parts of the county.
Hold on, kid. They're coming. Tell them not to shoot me. I don't have a gun.
Okay. She doesn't want to get shot because she doesn't have a gun.
When they get there, tell them.
Okay. When they get there, I want you to lay the knife down out. When you get the door open, I want you to lay the knife down so they can see that you don't have any weapons.
Okay. Oh my God, she's dead. Oh my God.
How old are the children?
I won't tell you. She wants you to hurry.
Honey, they are coming. They're coming as fast as they can. They're trying to be sure. Do you see them?
They're coming.
Do you see them? Do you see them?
No, I told her they were coming. Hold on.
The one dog thing, they're back off in the tree.
I see something.
Can you see the lights?
No, I see something down at the end of the road. I see car lights, but not fire lights, not police lights. Cars moving at the end of the driveway.
She says they're at. She
I
can
hear
see.
sirens. I hear them.
Okay.
She needs to come out with her hands up.
But I hear them.
Okay. You
There's
need to.
people coming up the driveway.
I know. I understand that. I want.
Driveway with my hands up.
She stayed.
By the house, both hands up, except for one, because I'm on the phone. They're coming.
She's got her hands up except for the fact that the one that she's on the phone with. So she's out in the yard. She says she's out in the yard beside the house.
Okay, goodbye. I see them. They're right here. Goodbye.
All right. Bye.
It is widely regarded that from the moment you have children, then you are no longer the priority. The children you raise are ultimately considered to be your priority above everything else. For the vast majority of people, this evidently is the case, but unfortunately for some unlucky kids, that is anything but true. And in the very worst case imaginable, the outcome is catastrophic. That was the case on June 5th of 2009, when 33-year-old mother Deborah Janelle Jeter committed the most unthinkable act imaginable to her own children. For parents all over the world, it's impossible to comprehend inflicting harm on your own children, making this 911 call even more chilling. Having killed her own kids, she then called 911 to the disbelief of the call handler. The call was somewhat frantic but clear and concise. Deborah was anything but hysterical, but she was speaking with urgency and a sense of panic. She immediately relayed that she was in an abandoned house and had killed her children. Unsurprisingly, the call handler found it difficult to comprehend what she had just heard and asked her to repeat what she'd just said. At that point, Deborah informed the authorities that one of the kids was still alive and was pleading to be saved. She was urgently requesting that help be sent as she had already bled out and the outcome wasn't looking good. Throughout the call, Deborah can be heard speaking to the stricken child, who must have been terrified. At one point, she suggests that it's too late and that she's just died, although she then goes on to say that the girl wants to be saved. The police arrive shortly after, and Deborah is heard surrendering to the authorities with her hands in the air. A month prior to the incident, her husband, Lester Lee Jeter, had filed for a formal separation. The separation apparently hit Deborah particularly hard, and she didn't handle things well at all. She attempted to commit suicide and ultimately had to be rushed to a local medical facility to be saved and for psychiatric treatment. The court records show that there was legitimate concern for the well-being of both Deborah and subsequently of the two Jeter girls. The day after she'd attempted to take her own life at the family home, records show that the court had recorded their concern for the welfare of the family's two girls and feared for the mental condition of Deborah. It was noted that her mental state could mean she was unable to care for the children and that they were at risk. Lester Lee applied for a full divorce and wanted full custody of his two daughters, even requesting for a temporary restraining order to be placed against their mother. It was clear something wasn't right, and it's apparent that there were a number of red flags in the build-up to the eventual tragedy. It was understandable that a hands-on father like he was would have such grave concerns about the mother of his children. Not unsurprisingly, under the circumstances, the courts appeared to think so too, granting a temporary restraining order as requested by Lester over his estranged wife while she was still receiving care and treatment. However, this was short-lived, as the court soon revisited the situation and had the restraining order lifted. Lester also agreed with the judge's assessment that Deborah had never intended any ill will towards the girls or, in fact, never tried to harm them in any way. The two sisters were actually looking forward to seeing their mother, as it had been some time since they'd last been with her. The youngest daughter, Kelsey, was 12 years old and was so excited about the reunion that she even took to her MySpace page to celebrate the fact she'd be seeing her mother the following day. As it would turn out, the excitement would be misplaced following what was about to unfold. The day after the restraining order was lifted, Deborah picked up Kelsey and her 13-year-old sister Kirsten at about 6 p.m. After saying goodbye to their dad, the girls excitedly got into the car after Deborah revealed that she'd prepared a special surprise for them both. It was 3 hours later when Deborah made the harrowing call to 911, shockingly informing the authorities that she'd just killed her daughters. When officers arrived, Deborah was in the driveway of the abandoned property with her hands in the air. As the first response officers investigated the scene, they found both girls in the bathroom, covered in blood. Their mother had slit their throats, and although the youngest girl, Kelsey, was pronounced dead at the scene, 13-year-old Kirsten was alive, but barely. She was airlifted to hospital for emergency surgery while her mother was placed on suicide watch. Miraculously, Kirsten was able to survive this horrendous ordeal. Deborah Jeter was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole after accepting a plea deal that took the death penalty off the table. This outcome spared Kirsten the trauma of having to take to the stand to recount the incidents of that night, something that will no doubt haunt her and her family for the rest of their lives.